This was a sad situation all the way around. We are relieved that Eric Munoz can now move forward with the process of burying his wife.
Welcome back. This week's Missing the Mark is going to Texas. Fort Worth Hospital kept Marlise Munoz on life support after a blood clot left her brain dead in November. It was her wish that her family tried to carry out that she be taken off life support. The problem? Texas law says hospitals can't remove life support from a pregnant woman. Munoz was 14 weeks pregnant.
There's a lot of twinkle in our eyes, a lot of smile and laughter, and not anymore.
It's difficult for Marlise Munoz's parents to see her now. According to court documents, she's been brain dead since November 28th. But what does that mean exactly? Many people confuse it with being in a coma.
A coma is a severe brain injury, and the brain, though, is still getting blood flow, still getting oxygen, and still generating electrical activity, which is what the brain does. But most importantly, in a coma, even though that person is in a state of semi-responsiveness, looks like a deep sleep, there's a potential for recovery.
A long-term coma can become a vegetative state. Now, in a rare number of cases, patients have come out of that condition. But if diagnosed correctly, brain death is permanent.
There's no oxygen coming to the brain or being consumed. There's no electrical activity. And most importantly, for families to know, there's no potential for that brain function to ever come back.
To test for brain death, doctors will check to see that there's no blood flow to the brain, and also that there's no electrical activity. They will perform tests such as shining a light in the eyes to see if the pupils move and constrict, or gently rub the eyeballs with a cotton ball to test for a reaction. Sometimes they may put ice water into the ears and see if the eyes move in a particular direction. All of that is to check for activity in the brainstem. Doctors will also perform an apnea test. That means they turn the ventilator off and see if the patient is breathing at all on their own. Marlise's husband, Eric, an EMT himself, says his wife would have never wanted this.
Reached a point where, you wish that your wife's body would stop.
This past weekend, a judge ruled the hospital was misapplying a state law, but it was too late. Texas state law and many more states have laws that say medical care can't cut off life support into pregnant patients who are brain dead. These laws are acting under the guise for the sanctity of life, but really, it's doing the exact opposite. Part of life is that it ends, and when it ends in such tragic fashion for Marlise Munoz and her family, the state shouldn't impose itself into a family's decision. A woman's wishes not to go on life support. The longer you kept Munoz on life support against her and her family's wishes, Texas, the longer you spat in that family's face. You denied them the chance to grieve a sad death, and instead forced them into the spotlight by forcing yourself into their decision. And that's missing the mark. All right, thanks for watching. You can catch more of the update on our new website at tigertv.tv/update. Check it out. I just looked at it a couple minutes ago. It's really nice. I'll be live tweeting tomorrow's State of the Union, so follow at TTV Update for my take on what the president has to say. I'll see y'all next week. Until then, go update yourself.